How y'all doing today? This is episode 4 of the Wrestle Zone. Okay. Hell in a Cell was this past Sunday. Kevin Owens retained the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins with help from Chris Jericho. Yes, Chris Jericho managed to get himself inside the cell. Not a bad match. Not great, but not bad. New Gay, I call them. Retain the tag team championship. I'm getting sick of them. Well, I've been sick of them for a while, actually. The hell's another match there? Roman Reigns retained the U.S. title over Rusev. That was a good match. That was a good cell match there. The highlight of the match of the night, or the highlight match of the night, was up until the ending. Was interestingly enough the main event, which was for the Raw Women's Championship, was Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. Hell of a match inside the Hell in a Cell, but what did it in was they decided to put the title back on Charlotte. So these are the kind of things. This is why the WWE is losing money. This is why the ratings are going way down. It's stupid decisions like that. So, I mean, Charlotte does not have that much talent. Simply because she's Ric Flair's daughter. Big shit. Ric Flair wasn't all that great either. This wrestler that just wrestled way past his prime. Yeah, 16 times your world championship, but so what? John Cena is 15-time world champion. And, John Cena is has more charisma. And quite frankly, it's more interesting to watch than Ric Flair was. That's just my opinion. So Survivor Series is this month. The main event, as I stated before, is Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, so that should be good. SmackDown, November 15th, The Undertaker is scheduled to appear, so we'll see what he has to say. I will definitely watch that night. See what he's going to do. Right now they're just gathering up for their members for their 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series matches. 5 best guys versus their 5 best guys. 5 best tag teams versus the Raw's best tag teams. You know, SmackDown and Raw as usual. Same thing with the women's division. Raw's 5 best versus SmackDown's 5 best. So, see how that goes. Not so sure what's going on with TNA, but I hope they can pull something out of it. I hope they can get better, because they need to. WWE needs the competition. That's the problem with them, is that right now the WWE is their own worst enemy. And when you think you don't have any competition, then you put whatever product on TV that you feel like, whether people will watch it or not. And Raw needs to really go back to being at 9 o'clock. And Monday night and being 2 hours. Because it's 3 hours, it's overkill. I mean, a lot of it's, talking and stuff like that. And it's just... Another thing that needs to happen is they really need to let go of this PG crap. That's another thing that's gone on way too long. I mean, Vince McMahon's wife, Linda, is like, you lost the Senate. You lost your run for Senate both times. Get over it. Okay? It's wrestling. It's fighting. There's supposed to be blood. Even John Cena, your poster boy, said he likes the blood. So, what else is there? I mean, you're sitting there trying to tell your fans what they want. You don't know what we want. You don't know what any of us want. You think that we're always going to be there no matter what. I got a newsflash for you. It doesn't work like that. I mean, why do you think you see old like WWE shirts at like Goodwill and stuff like that? It's because those are people that have lost interest. I mean, every so often I'll go to Goodwill. I mean, I go to Goodwill a lot, and I'll see all kinds of like wrestling DVDs and stuff like that there. Those are people that have lost interest. Because like I said, Raw's, especially Raw's ratings are slipping. Really slipping. And SmackDown's starting to slip because they put that James Ellsworth on there. Okay, the guy was funny at first, I'll give him that, but, now you're shoving him down people's throats week in and week out. I mean, okay, he's a jobber, we get that. But even the Brooklyn Brawler got old after a while. So, give it a rest. So, hoping to have my friend Tyler on a future episode of this. My friend Marty as well on a future episode of the Wrestle Zone here. I understand that some people, we won't mention any names, some people say that, well, you're on YouTube, that doesn't get most exposure. I mean, I was like, yeah, it does. You think being on a little local TV station that nobody watches in the first place gets you exposure? Okay. Like I said, I did a history show on there for 5 episodes. Okay. It wasn't that great. It's no different than what I'm doing now. The only difference is I had a background picture. Like when we talk about the Titanic, we had a background picture of the Titanic in the background. That's the only difference. I was still sitting there talking, doing the same thing. But much more comfortable in my own house, and I get more views this way. I may not get the views that a lot of other people get, but I'm still in my early stages, so bear with me. Eventually, these will get a lot better. Once I get some, I eventually want to get a camera that can take video, and I'll start doing all kinds of videos outside, stuff like that. Mention that I'm a fan of The Undertaker. This is one of my Undertaker figures. This one's from the Attitude Era. Ministry of Darkness, as you can see. This was probably from 1999, I would assume. This one's about the same time. 99. Got these at different places. These came from Yin's Collectibles. A couple came from yard sales. I think this one came from a yard sale. This one I know came from a yard sale. They had apparently cut his hair, or tried to cut his hair for some damn reason. This is like one of the older ones of The Undertaker. I assume is original. Yeah, this one's from 1999, but it's how he looked around 94 and 95 with the purple gloves. So, I got about 20 or so Undertaker figures, different ones. Also got an 18-wheeler of Undertaker pick up there, but I'm not going to take that down. And of course, I got this, as I've shown you before. This is the Undertaker race car that I built. Built it out of an old 124 scale car that was damaged. Some glue had got, super glue had gotten on the side of the car and melted the paint, so I figured, well, no sense in throwing it out, I can do something with it, and that's what I did. I made an Undertaker car. I didn't watch SmackDown either this week. Just didn't feel like it. Plus, like I said, James Ellsworth hasn't filled me with a lot of confidence, so that's the reason why I didn't watch it. And they really need to tone it down with him. Sorry, tired. I was actually falling asleep a little while ago here. I meant to do this video on Monday, but Monday was Halloween, so celebrating that. I'm still technically celebrating it. I love Halloween. I did a video talking about Halloween. Probably going to have to do another one because I forgot some of the stuff that I was going to say. Had to do it in kind of a rush, so I mixed up some of the things I was saying. So yet it is what it is, I guess. Let's see. So, Survivor Series is November 20th. So that should be good. From everything announced, it sounds good. As far as the December show, pay-per-view, I think it's still tables, ladders, and chairs, but I really don't know. So I haven't looked it up, I haven't heard anything, so I assume that it's still tables, ladders, and chairs. And of course, January is the Royal Rumble. February is Roadblock, I guess, if they still do that. I don't know. And of course, April 2nd. If there's nothing else between there and then, is WrestleMania 33. And so far, the only match announced for that is Shaquille O'Neal versus Big Show. That's interesting, to say the least. Not sure if it'll be good or if it'll be boring, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, can't be that bad. Can't be anything worse than what we've already seen. So, see how that goes. And I heard Goldberg may wrestle at WrestleMania as well as this year's Survivor Series. So, it's a little too soon to tell for that, so we'll have to wait on that. I picked up this SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 for my PlayStation 3. Now, the problem is, or the updated is, I haven't been able to play it yet because I can't get it to work, so still working on that. So, another thing, about Raw that needs to be addressed is that, yes, SmackDown has a lot of like talking segments on it too, but not much as Raw. I mean, like when you tally it up, about half of Raw is all talking. So that's why it should be shortened back to 2 hours, so it'll tone it down on the talking. Other than that, but will that change? I doubt it. Will the writers write better stories? Not likely. This past WrestleMania was pretty good. Can't understand why some people didn't like it. You had Undertaker versus Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell. Now, there's some people I understand that don't like that match. What were you expecting? Shane McMahon hadn't been in the ring for 7 years. And he finally gets back in the ring and it's against The Undertaker. Well, I thought it was a pretty good match. It's not one of the worst Hell in a Cell matches, as some people have said, and it's definitely not one of the worst WrestleMania matches in history either. So, you need to back off from that. Can't remember what the main event for this past WrestleMania was. I don't know. I forget. Have to watch it again. Don't remember a lot of it. Looking forward to seeing what Goldberg and Lesnar do to each other at Survivor Series, though, because like I said, they owe us from 2004 when they both left the company and they didn't care and they didn't really do much in that match. And the funny part is that they're even talking about it. They're like, Goldberg's like, yeah, I beat you before and all this and that. And I'm like, yeah, that may be true, but I wouldn't really call what you guys did an actual match because you guys really didn't do much. And the big mistake of that was it should have never been the main event on that card at WrestleMania 20. Never. That should have been like the first match of the night or one of the first matches of the night, and that would have given everybody else a chance to get the crowd back in it. You don't put a match like that at the end. I mean, I guess you couldn't have known that neither one would care and they would do that, but in the end, that's what happened. So, sorry, my camera's a little screwy today. Don't know why that is. That's alright, I can fix it when I upload it. So I've heard a couple rumors that Undertaker's coming back to face or to be tag team with Kane at Survivor Series. That's possible. I mean, some people are saying that could be setting up a WrestleMania angle, and it's like, it's too soon for that. I mean, if you want to, you're setting up a WrestleMania match like 4.5 months early. And it's not smart to do that. To see how well that Shaq versus Big Show one wears down. You can't book a match that far in advance. Look how much that Rock versus Cena one lost all its luster by the time it finally rolled around. Turned out to be a good match, but did it live up to the hype? Not really. Wasn't even the match of the night. The match of the night was Undertaker versus Triple H with Shawn Michaels as special guest referee inside Hell in a Cell. And nobody topped that one that night. It's actually one of the top matches of all time. Hell, it might even be above the Shawn Michaels versus Taker match at Mania 25. All around great match, but I think the one against Triple H at 28 set the bar higher. And then he had a great match against CM Punk at what was it? 29. Yeah, 29. Duh. And then, of course, we all know what happened at WrestleMania 30. And he came back at 31 to face Bray Wyatt. That was a pretty good match. Bray Wyatt was injured, so he couldn't do what he should have been able to do, but it happens. Good match I saw earlier this year was Asylum match, I think it was called. This Ambrose versus Chris Jericho, where they used like a mop bucket and thumbtacks and all that stuff. It was really cool. I never seen a match like, well, there hasn't been an Asylum match other than that one. So check that out if you get a chance. I can't remember the pay-per-view that was at. I think it was back in June. Not No Mercy. Not Backlash. Might have been Money in the Bank, I believe. Like I said, I don't remember. That was months ago. This is November 3rd. So. But anyways, I guess that's about it for now. Like I said, these shows are going to vary in length. They'll get better as they go along. I mean, this is all that show on that local channel VCAM. That's all his show is he sits around for an hour talking about wrestling. But I don't think I need an hour, because I can do what a lot of other people can do in lesser time. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's all I can. That's all I think I need to say right now. Not much has been going on, noteworthy in the wrestling world as of late. So, although there was an announcement made, sort of an announcement made, that Vince McMahon may sell the WWE. I can't imagine that ever happening, but it was all over the internet, so maybe there is something to that. Have to have a lot of money to freaking cover that, though. But see what happens. I mean, I hope that if somebody does buy it, they go back to TV 14. Because this PG shit, it's overstayed its welcome. It's been there for 8 years, and you see flashes of like the Ruthless Aggression era and flashes of the Attitude Era from time to time, but for the most part, it's just too watered down. I think that's why a lot of people are losing interest in it. Just like I'm not really sold on a lot of these new guys, so. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Like I said, future episode. I hope my friends Tyler and Marty will be on here with me sometime. My friend Aaron is in South Carolina, so he comes up to visit. I'm sure I can get him on for an episode without a problem. I got an extra microphone here, if need be, so. Well, I think that's all that I have for you today. So I hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.